Well, in the first episode of this two-parter, I started creating a Fairlight-inspired Commodore Music Maker workstation. It was sort of like a Fairlight had a baby with IKEA. We built a light box for the CMM station and powered the Press Play monitor from the C64 itself, using some spare amps. I say this two-parter. Part 2 is going to be split into 2 or 3 parts, so it's a 4 or 5-parter. Anyway, it's so lovely to see the CMM2 Red that I built generating some buzz out there in retro world.
It's worth checking out PERI Fractic's retro recipes, and he did a really good video which is worth checking out recently. He resprayed it into this really lovely red colour, a bit like an 80s Korg synthesizer.
Oh, wow.
Not only did he do that, he actually wrote a tune on it that's in the video. And it's a really good tune. It's not just plinky plonky. He made a really good tune.
Oh,
yeah,
brilliant.
so check it.
Not just plinky plonky, indeed. Let's see if we can generate some more buzz, hopefully not from the SID chip, in part 2 of 17. Also, welcome to Retro Recipes. So when I went live and broadcast about the sad news of this case, a lot of the comments from you guys, you said, glue it back together. Yeah, it's essentially powdered. Oh no, wait. Didn't even notice. Where was that from? So it looks like that's come off the top of another resistor. Very strange. We'll keep that to one side. Well, let's see. We can put some of this together and just repair what we can with a bit of super glue. I glued myself to... Oh, I'm now part Commodore 64. So luckily I've got a reference Commodore 64 case here in the one that we refurbished this, part 1. Well, after a valiant piece of dumpster diving that would have made my mother so proud, I've been unable to locate these 3 main pieces. Alright, I'm going to see what I can find online for plastic repair. For now, we have to conduct a little funeral for these. I'll bury them at sea. But while we wait for that plastic weld to arrive, I think the wise thing to do is wash this. Wash all of this. I'm going to get started by taking out this oh so dusty keyboard. Gross. One hiding there under the cable. Sneaky little thing, didn't want to come out. Sorry buddy, I'll put you back in. Sorry, hit you on the head. Oh! Well, you guys have all seen a million videos where they pop all the keys off, wash them in some soap, put them all back. Instead, I'm just going to do this. That's better. Now back on the case, I've got to just take out the LED here. Would you believe I've never actually done this before? And I think this ring pops off here. Lever that off. That should just pop out now. Nice. pull it taut with your fingers as you slice, what it does, it prevents it from bending up and creating any permanent bends. So keep it nice and straight and then just slice it away. That's a cool thing, isn't it? That gives me so much happiness, just seeing this little logo with those colours. And of course, as I discovered recently, the smiley face. One more to go. Oh, we did it. Oh, that has fallen apart, my gosh. Yeah. That's a shame. I think I love it. Time to give these guys a bath. You coming? Half an hour later, on today's episode of Retro Recipes, how to wash up after you've cooked your recipe. Should I get in there with them? No. That would be weird. Well, I don't want to do any more damage here, this is still fragile. I might end up just sanding that down, just so that I know it looks right. I want to do everything we can. Well, look what I've got here. Plastic World. Drinking water safe. How do we use this? Instructions. Cut. Remove required amount of putty. Mix. Thoroughly knead putty with fingers. Apply. Press putty firmly to the surface to be repaired. Don't stick in eyes. 25-minute work life. Functional cure occurs in 2 to 3 hours. When cured, can be sawed, drilled, carved, sanded, and painted. Oh shoot. There you are. Well, how much do we need? Candy. Jesus, don't do that. I warn you. Weird. Okay, stick that back on there. Oh, it stinks. Stick that back in there. Where's those instructions inside that? And put that back on there. And put that on eBay. Okay, unwrap the candy. Let's get kneading. Clock is ticking, we have 25 minutes. It's very tacky, so it kind of pulls away when you push on it. It's hard to actually mold it, but I think the key point for now is get it roughly right, and then we know we can sand it down after. You know, if you watched my how to solder DIN plugs video, I said that I had a phobia against soldering those things. I think I found my new phobia. Ugh. What a mess. It's going to look better at the end. Trust me. Have they ever let you down? Okay, one little bit left. This is getting really hard now. Nearly up on time. But I asked you guys to keep count. Yeah. Okay, I think we would be foolish to do any more while it's wet, so we'll let this set for 3 hours, come back to it, stand it up. Nice. Say nice, it looks appalling, but just wait. As for that, I'm a bit hungry. Okay, it's been 2 hours. This putty is now really hard. I think it's quite a good state to sand it in, so yeah, let's see what happens. You can see here we've got a really smooth finish. Now the downside is, of course, this whole thing is smooth, so I've sanded out the other side a bit to match. But that's a small price to pay considering this was complete trash. You can also see that I've managed to keep some of the detail that's going to be visible through the gap in the case. Also here, some of the detail on that edging, and the same here. So now it's time to get it all looking uniform. If this camera would stop focusing. If Commodore made cameras, if only. Well, they didn't make cameras, but they did make calculators, and by my calculations we are now well over the magical 10-minute mark. So I'm going to wrap things up, but speaking of wrapping things up, in the very next episode I'm going to attempt to vinyl wrap up this Commodore 64 case. We'll also do some very special things to the TV itself, and that will all lay the groundwork for a special dedicated episode where I refurbish the main board and put everything in the brand new finished product of this case. And of course, just to make Retro Man Cave happy, I'll write another brand new song on the CMM station itself. Please do consider checking out my Patreon site. As this video doesn't have any ads, it really is the only way to ensure that I can continue making videos like this. Until next time, cheerio.